Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review, and today we're going to be reviewing this. Now this is called Forgotten Password. It's a double dried hop, hazy, Enigma and Galaxy and Sabro. It's by Maltgarden. Now Maltgarden are based in Poland, so a lot of the writing on the back of it is obviously in Polish. I've got a couple of these from for this month. This one's Forgotten Passport, and then we've got another one that's a double hazy, double dry hop. Lots of doubles in there. But look at that, beautiful looking can. Nice bright colours on there, and it's a 500ml can. You know, bigger the can, the better they are, I always say. It's got Enigma, Galaxy and Sabro. Now, Sabro seems to be the hop of choice at the moment. It has quite some interesting sort of taste. We're going to see how that works in this beer. So let's get this beer out of the can and straight into the glass. So it is quite literally beer o'clock here. It's 5 o'clock. So it's time for a beer. It's really hot and sticky here today. So I'm hoping that this is going to sort of cool me down. So as it pours into the glass, you can see it's quite thick, pretty hazy. It's as you can see there, it's got a nice 2-finger head, quite tightly compacted bubbles, a hazy sort of yellowy orange. You can see it's quite fast levels of carbonation there, giving it a really sort of thick look in terms of the pour. But let's get some aromas, shall we? Yeah, really, really lovely, strong tropical notes. You got the mangoes, pineapples, passion fruits, a little bit of probably pink grapefruit there. A little bit of citrus, sort of oranges, sort of, you know, that sort of sweet orange like mandarin, tangerine, that sort of smell. Really good. Really strong aromas, and it's making my mouth water. So let's get it down, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Some really, really nice. Quite interesting flavours there, though. You get the real juiciness, the real fresh juice of the sort of pineapple and mango. Then you get a sort of, almost like a slightly creamy, minty sort of flavour, like a sort of, I suppose like a Murray mint, that sort of flavour, creamy mint flavour, but it's sort of, it's quite subtle as it sort of hits the sort of your palate. It sort of comes and then sort of disappears, and you sort of think, did I really taste that? And that makes me go, I'm gonna have to have a taste. Yeah, and there's also, it's really nice this. There's also a sort of coconutty sort of taste as well. So you've got tropical fruits, mangoes, pineapples. I wouldn't say huge amounts of grapefruit. There's a little bit of sort of, you know, that real fleshy sort of blood orange sort of flavour in there as well. Then you get a very slight sort of wave of a sort of creamy mint flavour, and that creaminess sort of continues to with a sort of, you know, like a coconut sort of flavour. It's really, really nice, really interesting. There's a lot going on in this beer, and already I'm thinking that this is an incredible beer. One of the first beers that we're trying in August. So let's have another taste. Nice and soft on the mouthfeel. It really has that creamy, minty, coconutty sort of taste with its underlying freshness and fruitiness of those tropical notes. A little bit of lime in there as well. There's a lot going on in this beer, and to be honest, none of it sort of, it all works. You know, those combinations sort of work. As you're drinking it, you get that different, that sort of element of taste, that sort of, you just want to keep drinking it because there's so much going on. From the moment you put it into your mouth, you feel those sort of flavours coming one after the other, and then it's sort of, then there's that sort of warmness in the back end, and that sort of, that creaminess that's just sitting there. It's, you know, there's no bitterness at all in this beer. Very, very, you know, no bitterness at all, I would say. but it's quite dry. It's almost like all the moisture's been sucked out of my mouth, which, you know, I think it's a great sensation, because all that makes me want to do is have another sip. That's a real cracking beer. Look out for these guys, Maltgarden. Quite a few bottle shops do it. I think they do 2 or 3 different types, but check it out. I mean, Poland, who would have thought, hey? So let's get some scores in, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for Forgotten Password by Maltgarden. 6.2%. I'm trying to think. It's obviously an IPA coming in at that. It's in a 500ml can, and it's by Maltgarden that are from Poland. So, aroma. Well, some really lovely, strong tropical notes in there. Really, really fresh smelling. Really, really great. I'm giving it 14 out of 20 for aroma. Appearance. Well, look at this beer. Let's have a close-up of this beer. It's beautiful. Lovely, hazy, sort of orangey, sort of yellowy, orangey, sort of almost like sort of gold. You know what? I don't know. It reminds me of a Caramac. You know what that is? Chocolate bar Caramac. That sort of colour. Really beautiful. Nice fluffy head. You can see the lace in the glass. Really tight bubbles. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour. Beautiful, beautiful flavours. You get that tropical freshness. Mangoes, pineapples, papaya, passion fruit. Then you get a slight edge of sort of like a fleshy blood orange, tangerine, sweet orange flavour. And then you get this sort of mint, like creamy mint, like a Murray mint, with flavours of coconut. And that, to be honest, that coconut flavour, and then that sort of slight dash of lime. That's what you get from the Sabro hops. That's one of their characteristics. So really lots of flavours, lots going on, and it really works well. I'm giving it a 36 out of 40 for flavour. Value for money, 500ml can. We love 500ml cans. It cost me just under a fiver, I think it was. 9 out of 10 value for money. I think it's a great beer. There's a lot going on in that. Lots of different hops, lots of flavours, really good. And in terms of overall experience, well, I'm really loving this beer. I mean, if this is the start of the beers that I've got for August, then, you know, we're on to a winner here. Beautiful beer. I just want to drink that, and I can't wait for the other one of these, which is our double hazy. So I'm not sure what we're going to get with that, but I'm really looking forward to that. 16 out of 20 overall experience. Tossing those scores up, we get a mouth-watering 85 out of 100. It's an Iron Maiden beer. It's the seventh son of a seventh son. You know, you can get lost somewhere in time with this beer. It is the number of the beast. Fantastic beer. Iron Maiden beer, 85 out of 100. A great, great score. Highly recommended. You see this, you should buy it. It's great. So, until the next video, keep on rocking.